What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's like 4:30. I'm wide awake. Feeling pretty chipper. Thought we'd get on here and talk about karma and causes of things in reality. And the idea of cause and effects in the physical realm is akin to believing in karma on some spiritual realm. And I'm here to tell you that most that you believe of the mechanics of the universe are untrue. It becomes more and more apparent that there is no rhyme or reason or methodology to just about anything that in this realm. Nothing makes any sense. Nothing at all. Good people don't necessarily get good things. Bad people don't pay any fines. I mean, then you'd have there's no such thing as good or bad. Okay, well then that's proof. If you say there's nothing that's good or bad, then that's proof that you can't come up with an equation because you don't even know where to start with what is what. It'd be like saying one is equal to 3. 3 is equal to 0. Nothing is equal to anything. It's all the same thing. Okay. But if you use the idea that, man, I think you can kind of tell the difference between, a good deed. Oh, wait, remember that one? No good deed goes unpunished. How many times have you dealt with that? People go, oh, karma. Well, karma. Like, I know I did something good and I did it for a good reason. I didn't, in fact, I might not even have any motivation. I just thought it was a good thing to do. And then you pay for that. There's a cost to it. Like, what? I did something good and now I'm being shit on for it. And the idea of karma. Come on. How many people do you know that, like, you watch them go through life and you're like, how have you not paid karma for all the mean-hearted, mean-spirited, mean, nonsensical, ignorant, foolish clown shit that's going, like the things that are going on right now? Everybody's like, oh, when you meet your maker, like, no, sorry, maybe there isn't a maker the way you see it. Maybe they don't have the same maker. You don't know shit. And the idea that, like, there's some sort of karmic reapings, you're clueless. It doesn't work that way. Everybody for years and years, they'll tell you, yeah, God, Jesus is coming back. God's coming back. No, he's not. Stop it. Stop being goofy. You don't know how karma works. And in fact, some of the greatest, I would say, the likes of Neville Goddard and say all of these, guys from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they're out there telling you about the power of the mind and all of this. And what they all unanimously said is akin to this book that I read. And it was about basically time jumping and time working in a fashion that is not linear. There's no there's no linear outcome to time, so therefore you can't really come up with an equation for how things work. And all of these great teachers from the 40s, 50s, 60s, it all say the same thing. There's not much cause of anything except for your imagination. And sometimes that takes different paths of accumulating all of that, whatever your imagination is, for it to come true, to come to fruition in this realm. It might not. It's all up for debate about how often it occurs or when it occurs or how to displace ideas and come up with new ones and have your imagination come to light. These things work, but I in no way would you call that karma in the normal sense, because nothing has any value, nothing has any meaning. It's more and more shown to you that what you consider a good person or a bad person does not in any way equate to the quality of their life. If it did, we live probably in a much more a much better world, and it'd be defined by things like you would see the results of you know that this one dude says good seeds produce good fruits. Well, the dilemma is the only the only fruits that are produced are the seeds that plant it. Doesn't matter. It's planted in shit. So he's talking about it in the idea of a mindset. You don't have to have a mindset. All you have to do is picture it into existence. It doesn't matter what it is. You know these people that are like really, really rich and powerful and whatever. They don't give two or even one little tiny turd of a shit about you. Not at all. In fact, some of them laugh at you. Some of them don't like you. Most of them don't like you. You think politicians have any care in the world over you? Does anything happen to politicians? Nope. And if you think so, you're just paying attention to the TV. They're lying to you. Nothing happens to these people. They do what you do. They have their drink. They do their substances that they like. They go and party. They do the fuckery. They do the little rituals. They do whatever the hell they want. There's no karmic due. You don't even know what karma is. You don't know how it works. Nonsense. The only little bit of linear fashion of cause and effect is very, very quick. Like you hit a pool ball, it will hit the next pool ball, and it will go in a particular fashion, right? But as soon as the ball is done rolling, that karma is done with. That's all it is. And then people are like, "Oh, karma, it'll come back to da da." No, it doesn't. It doesn't exist that long. It's a fanciful notion because I mean it's plain to see the longer you live, don't you think? Wouldn't you suspect that you know there's decent people that have love in their heart, they're radiating goodness, and they're out there doing good things, and they have to sit there and go through hoops and struggles, and then you got these other people that you would say are complete jackasses, foolish beyond measure, mean-hearted and mean-spirited, not care about anything, and they're just ice skating through this life, just ice skating. No worries whatsoever. All the nices. Hmm. I can't say I know their entire life, so I can't really say completely, and I can't say that, you know, as as a few books I've read, James Allen, as a man thinketh. It's again, it's just as you think. It's not as such of a karma. It's not as such as a linear process. It's as I think it. And what he says too is he's like, you think every man with that's you think is a piece of shit does only bad things? No. You think every man that does great things is only doing great things? No. But again, even he contradicts himself in the sense that those things don't even matter. Those things do not matter. Think you're gonna chalk up? You're gonna go ahead and chalk up all that. Whether your heart is lighter than a feather when you are you what are you Egyptian now? Or are you Christian? Or which one are you? Muslim? Which one are we working with? I don't know. Do you think you've done all good things? I think you've done. If you just do just a little more good than bad, don't worry. The afterlife will be there for you. How about how about now? How about how's it going now? Why is everybody always waiting for something? It's quite a hilarious set of like there seems to be some sort of set of rules, but it's like they change all the time. It's like a juxtaposition of rules that go against logic and reason, and it goes against actually feelings. I don't know. It doesn't. It seems like it just depends on the time of day. It depends on what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with. But it all just we'll change the rules every single moment. You could be playing one game and the rule will change in the middle of the game. Try it. Try it. Try even playing a pickup sport with somebody. The rules will change during the game. Try to play it on a larger level. Oops. Oh, we got to change the rules of the business. Oh, they just go ahead and do it. It's like I think it doesn't really matter what you do. Go ahead, just make up some rules. Go for it. Why not? Seems to work for everybody else. Huh? Could make up the rules as you go along. Yeah, and I'm being serious. I'm not even being facetious here. What's up, Parsival? What are you doing? I've known people for most of their life to do grimy ass shit that they are just they're just sliding through. Like I mean, how do people become like? There was this there was this post I read earlier, and it was like the person was surprised and infuriated. They went to their significant other's house. Well, no, they went to their cousin's house, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. I don't know, one of these sister-in-law, brother-in-law. Uh, and he goes, one's a pastor, the other is a teacher. I shouldn't have to worry about there being CVS in the kids' bathroom, you know. And it shows a picture of there's just drug bottles from CVS all over the place. I mean, it's a whole mess. It's a whole litany of drugs. And their assumption was like because the person was a pastor and the person was a teacher, somehow they're good people. They don't have drugs from doctors. Like somehow the the pastor and the teacher somehow bow down to scientism or whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it was just the idea that somehow this person was under the auspices that under the belief system that, well, if you're a pastor, you would be smart enough not to leave drugs all over a bathroom counter where toddlers are hanging out because they're like, oh, I bring my kid over and I can't even let them go play in this room because there's drugs everywhere. Like, well, what would make you think for 1 second that somebody involved in the church or somebody involved in the educating of the youth through the indoctrination system of the United States corporation had anything? Those people are smart. What would give you that idea? And it's the fact most people actually have a in their brain that doctors and teachers and preachers are somehow. Well, where did that come from? Oh, remember when you were in school? What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a doctor. I want to be, and they go through all these things and you're like, there's only one noble profession in there, and it was being a fireman. The rest of them are complete, nothing noble about any of those things. Not only on the surface, but deeper into it. And so, I don't know, it's just people, you know, you ever meet people and you've never been to their house and you go, how do they live? What is their domicile? What do they look like? What does it look like? Sometimes you'd be very wrong. Sometimes very, very wrong. I've been to a few people's houses that I couldn't believe what I walked into. I was beside myself. But both in both directions. One in how nice it was and how put together it was, because I knew they were not a well put together individual. And but you know, you ever see people that have things that are too nice, too in order, and they're actually a psychopath? Yeah, I've seen those, and I've seen people that are the kindest, most loving, generous people mm, in public, and then I've been to their house and go, I I didn't know someone could live in this much squalor. I like I've been to someone's house that I was literally in awe that it was like, you ever see those pictures like of neckbeard nests on on Reddit, like of people that you would say they never leave the house, they play video games all day, and they're in complete a place of apathy and depression beyond anything, and they're fat, they can't move, and well, The house was worse than that. Yes, worse. And I know this person from not being inside and being a good person. And you know, I'm like in shape. They'd share anything with anybody. Like it's like, hmm, you never can tell. You know, you never know. Things do not always equate the way you suspect they would. Karma does not exist. It's bullshit. I don't care, you know. And why is it that only people from the Eastern religions talk about karma and dharma and all of this fanciful spirituality bullshit? And it's corny, honestly. I mean, as much as I've studied it over the years, and I try to make sense of it. It's not to be made sense of. That's why there's so many different spiritual teachers, and they all teach it differently because they all don't fucking know either. They don't know shit. They don't know what's going on. And then you got the other Western religions, and you got the influx of the holy basic instructions before leaving Earth. You got that one, then you got the Quran, and then you got the Baba Ganoush, and then what up, Amara? Hmm. Yeah, but you don't need to. That's the best thing about it is whether you like it or not, or you believe it or you agree with it. It is such, or it isn't. You know, it's just it's like when you know I grew up being very mathematic and literal with things. And obviously, if you engineer something and you put something together, it'll work a certain way. So I suspected that the world would work in such a similar way, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without. I thought so. And as my mind became more, oh, I don't know, maybe not stoic, but stable, and I could figure out more problems and um, had a better grasp and understanding on the world. I thought, and as I felt like I did more quality things and was more go of a good person. I seem to be not getting those things in equal opposite reward and return for the things that I offer. And so I've realized that there is the mechanism for the way that the world functions is not at all what people think it is. Good deed does not equal good outcome. That's the point of the story. One and one is not two in outcome. It doesn't work that way. If you said one equals good, and I say one plus one, so I got two ones, that would give me two. So two would be twice as good. That's not what it means, and that's not how it works. It's just it's like a cipher that every time a little action is made in reality, something changes and changes the key in the cipher to how reality functions. And you're always 10 steps removed from it, 10 steps behind. It's kind of like when you know you do something, you do something good for something, and that person will never be the one to give it back to you. Never. Like you ever let somebody borrow a $10 or a CD or a book? You're not getting that back, are you? No, you're not. You might get something from somewhere else, maybe. Uh, I don't know. There just really isn't a rhyme or reason. And anybody that says they know what those rhymes and reasons are is full of shit. Absolutely. And if there's a book about it, it's a book full of shit. Especially you know, explain to me like I'm a 5-year old. Explain to me like I'm a third grader. Right? Try that. Explain to me like I'm a third grader how the world functions. What are you going to write me a book? You write me a thesis, a grand thesis that turns into thousands of pages, and like that's not how that. Well, I don't think it would be that complicated, would it? That's what's the rules. And I heard what the rules were for some people, and they were different from other people with different religious backgrounds. And then some people were like, "Oh, just be a good person." I'm like, "Well, what does good person mean?" And they couldn't explain that. And now we're into this whole thing. You're like, well, how do you get a good life? How do you get a good outcome of a situation? How do you do this? They couldn't quite answer that. Nobody knows shit. That's what I've come to conclude. Nobody knows shit about shit. The only few things I do know. I know I like gummy bears. What's up, Will Brooks? Book of Life. Book of Life is pretty hilarious. I know I like to be comfortable. I know I like a gummy bear once in a while. I like good conversation with a beer. Like indoor activities, showers. Mm. Hot tub's cool once in a while. A pool in the summer. A beach is fun. Mm. Fireplace cool. Hmm. Just yeah. As you get more and more intelligent, you go. I just know enough to know that I don't know shit. Uh-huh. I used to think I knew shit. In fact, I do know shit. I just don't know. I've become more of an oddity. Mm. They got these. They got the books and the plans online. Here's how to make all the money. Here's how to do all the things. And you try those things and they don't work. Mm. Reality is unknown for now, Amara. Well, are you gonna drop some of that wisdom on me? You gonna give me some spiritual guru shit? Reality is unknown for now, but later you'll know. Oh, yeah, there we go. Another person that doesn't know shit. You know what I mean? Just say I don't know shit. You just said reality is unknown for now, implying that you're gonna know something. I said, no, you won't. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I never thought I had reality figured out. I just thought I knew a lot of shit, which I do know a lot of things. I'm not gonna back off that fucking mountaintop. A lot of shit that I know. A lot of good stuff I know. I mean, whatever's good is, I guess. But as far as the mathematical equations for reality, I ain't got it. I ain't got that book. That's why I never wrote a book for you guys. Everybody's gonna write a book. Can't write a book. Can't do it. Not gonna do it. They would pigeonhole people into believing some kind of nonsense. Same trouble all the other holy books have got humanity into. Burn all the holy books. They're ridiculous. They haven't done anything for humanity so far, have they? I'm not giving more people delusions and dealing with more insufferable bullshit. I have hope. Hope Jesus can come back. No, no, no. I'll give you a book that's confusing, that's been rewritten 1,000 times. Yeah, that's cool. Makes sense. Brain dead lunatics that read it and go, you gotta believe in the good book. You can take the good book and shove it up your asshole. You're better off smoking it, burning it, using it as toilet paper. I don't give a shit. How dare you say that about the Bible? Ah, fucking clueless. Amount of religious war, amount of war that's in that book, amount of idiocy and chaos and turmoil and stupidity. Mm. Yeah, pretty funny. So basically, whoever designed this whole structure of this video game, we're inside of, I guess, or whatever, on top of this computer board. It was like 20 people. It was like 20 chefs in the kitchen. And they all just threw a bunch of computer code in. They just threw a bunch of spices in. And it's crazier than a hodgepodge, than a jambalaya, just put it all together and see what happens. And it's all this code, and it overlaps. This one's over here. This works this way, but this works this way. It doesn't all work. There's no overarching concept, which I thought there would be. The whole as above, so below, as within, so without. There's no overarching concept because the rules The rules for reality exist different at different places and different times in different situations for different things, for different reasons, for different businesses, for different literally places on the line. You could be standing right here, and you'd be on the American side, and you can stand on Canada side, Mexico side. You'd be, there's a different. You'd be where a quad city is, where 4 states come together. You're right in that little area there. You've been 4 different states, all with different programs running. What's good in what name 4 states that come together somewhere? You can find those within that little area right there where those 4 states come together. They all have they'll have laws, obligations, blah blah blah, that are wildly different in each state. Taking one step, and just all of a sudden the rules change just like that. For what? Based on what? Who? How? I didn't agree to that. What the hell? What input do I get here? Wow. Good morning, y'all. Yeah, and it's so funny because I woke up had a couple really good days, and then I wake up to 3 different people um, giving me a bunch of shit over what is their fault and their inability to communicate, and then blaming me for something I did. 3 different people. 3 different people. I literally had nothing to do with anything. Like it was so bizarre. And it was 3 people that it's 3 people that 2 people that I've done a lot of help for, a lot of help. And one person that I just know. And they just decided to, and it was funny because it was around the holidays, and I'm just like, I know this has nothing to do with me. It has something to do with mm, other aspects of their relationships, and they're just pouring it onto me. And just like putting words in my mouth and doing all sorts of weird shit. And I was just like, wow, these people are just, oh, here, let me just take it out. Let me just use Zen as a fucking punching bag this morning. I had 3 people do it. Actually, a fourth, but we won't get into that. I mean, it's funny. I mean, I don't, whatever. I was just like, damn, what did I do? Again, no good deed goes unpunished. The other person's one person's very funny. Called me in the morning, and I sent them a meme, and they turned it that this somehow me sending them a meme turned into me be like telling me that um I was being ugly. They told me I was being ugly. Like, I sent you a meme about something, and then you said something stupid, and then I LOL'd in something, and then it turned into this whole like. And this is somebody that I've been going out my fucking way for a couple weeks now, like really out my way. And then they got the audacity to call me ugly. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And somebody else just putting words in my mouth after saying some dumb shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I can't even. Should just shut the fuck up. Let me just not talk anymore. Just go sit over here. I'll just go sit over here and do fucking nothing. Maybe I'll get more out of the world, huh? It's always the thing that with reality that I've noticed. I have a lot of videos on it. How does anybody? It's that Jiddu Krishnamurti quote. Um, that it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Plant you plant seeds where the environment is not suitable, then no wonder they don't grow. So the idea that like we come to so many different I don't know, games that we play, and they don't tell us the whole set of rules. They don't tell you the set of rules. They give you no instruction booklet whatsoever. And then sometimes you start playing the game, and then all of a sudden they'll switch up or change the rules in the middle of it. You're like, oh, that doesn't seem fair. Who said it's somebody had the audacity to say life is life is hard, but it's fair. No, it's not. It's not fair. It's not. Fair has never occurred. The only fair that they're talking about is a fucking circus. Ah, yeah, there you go. Thanks for coming through to my channel. The dookiefinder.biz. Hey, there you go. Have a good time. Find you. Okay, good job. And so, see, isn't that always the fun stuff? How does this occur? See, okay. An error occurred. Try refreshing your page to find a good time. See, so this is how silly it is that the YouTube can possibly allow these things to find its way through. Clearly, that person should not be here. Clearly, that's some sort of robot. Clearly, that last comment there is completely nonsense and shouldn't be there. But they make it onto all sorts of people's channels, right? But somehow people make a video, and if they say one word wrong, they'll shut that show down. But they'll allow this to get through. Seems like that would be the easier thing to fix, right? It's almost as if they allow for it and they want that to happen. It's pretty weird. Pretty weird if you ask me, Buckaroo. Hey, what do I know? Why would they make the game anything but goofy? Hmm. Getting up at 4:30 when you want to actually sleep is really weird. In the sense, like when you wake up and you're wide awake. And I'm just like, I don't want to be awake, but I'm just awake and it's 4:30. What should I do? There's no uh, do some breathing, and get into do some meditation. I just came from the whole dream world. I was just on a meditation, having some really strange, uh, is a very strange couple dreams. Me and my buddy were drawing red lines on pieces of glass, and then that would cause this really interesting, like where the glass would shatter, and then somebody would throw something at the glass and break the glass. And it was like this really interesting, like he had to clean up the spots. So we were like, well, if you're going to clean it up, we might as well just break all of these things so you can clean everything up and redo it. And there's these two weird people sitting at the end of this bar inside but smoking cigarettes, which was really interesting. And then there was like some people that I knew, and it was like the rest of the place was really nice, and it was like 3 bedrooms, and it was like I knew the girlfriend, and I sort of knew the dude, and she was trying to stay with me in one of the bedrooms, so we were trying to find the nicest bedroom. It was a really interesting little dream. And then I woke up and I was like, okay, what to do? What to do today? It's 4:30. I wanted to sleep till about 8, but guess I'm up. What's up, Ian El Tempo? No cause to anything is the vortex. Yeah, basically, I think if that's the way you want to put it, because the cause of things is nothing more than whatever you imagine it to be, and it's about how do you implement your imagination. So your imagination, just like think of the dream world. How many times have you say your dreams don't make any sense? Because your mind went from here to there, and that's where you went in the dream. Or if you're out of body, you could just project yourself somewhere else. So there was no really qualifier for how do you get from here to here. It was just like, and poof, you're there. So it's like magic, right? And so the no cause of anything. The only magic or cause of anything is putting your mind in a place of this is what you desire, what you want, and then See, how long does that take? Well, you don't know that. That's the difficult part. How long and how does that manifest? And there's a great book called Time Openings. It's called Time Openings, and it's by this French author. And it's the literal tagline is "There's no cause of anything." It's about how time is not linear, and he gives you a map of what time looks like, and it's basically like circles, overlapping circles, like Venn diagrams into circles and spirals and things. But you can jump off this timeline and come over here, and the timeline is not even straight; it's circular or spiral. So there's no really start or finish to any of these vortexes that you're making. Circle 7. I don't understand. Circle 7. I never heard that before. Anything to do with 7-Eleven? I mean, I get what that is, but why would that be 7? That'd be 4 sevens, right? Not like 7 sevens. I mean, yeah, I guess 777 is code for 666, which is code for 999, which is carbon, which is the devil, which is humans, which are the beasts, which are. That's been kind of getting old and lame on me too. The whole like I'm kind of like kind of just dumping out numerology as a meaning to do with anything. It's kind of getting lame, like gematria and numerology. Even though I've taught about it for years, it's just becoming more and more like so corny and not and has no value. I mean, I've always said that gematria is so far down the line, and using it as a validator for events. And I'll explain to you why. Because in gematria, you know how many different codexes? Do you know how many different ciphers they use? They're not using just one; they're using like 7. So now between those 7 different major ones that they're using, they can come up with anything they want. And if they're defining it down to 9 numbers, and then they're going to put those 9 numbers together to give you, say, 318. Do you know how many words 308? Do you know how many words 318 equals? So when somebody says 318 means the devil's anus, well, equally it could say Mother Mary's coochie. It could. I don't know, but you could look it up, and there's probably going to be 300 different words or sets of words, and you can build that gematria to mean anything you want, any kind of nonsense you want it to say. So while if we look at it after, say, an event like a sports game or something, and we use the gematria and things to figure it out, we'll probably come up with something that goes, okay, well, maybe they did write it, but we didn't know. We didn't know which ones they used and what coding they used. So you can figure it out after the fact. You're not going to figure it out before. It doesn't really validate. Like first validation is not gematria by any means, and neither it is numerology. It's too basic and simplified. The way to figure it out would be, first and foremost, would be whatever the cymatics is, the shape of the sound, and that would be even more difficult. I mean, we're not even getting to writing letters or numbers down to shape something. Like, so whenever people are always like, "Oh, gematria will tell you," like, no, it won't. Um, what's up, B10 as in tempo? What are you doing? Ways of distinguishing the truth when researching different texts. That's a difficult one because you're so far, because no matter what text you're reading or participating with, uh, how often is it the original text? How often hasn't it been altered or coded or rewritten or edited? It's just about nothing. There's just nothing. Zero, zilch. William Childs, what's up, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. How you been, bro? Good to see you, man. Yeah, there's not. That's really hard. That's really hard to say. How do you decipher that? Because You could do something as simple as change a few words within a paragraph and change the whole meaning of it. So that's really hard. I think that for you to find the truth in something like that, you gotta see what fits in the place of your knowledge base and your what seems like it'd be right. I think it's more instinctual, just only because you're not getting any true, original. Like if I knew something and I wrote it down, and I'd have to write it down exactly correctly, right? And then no one could touch it or edit it. And then you'd have to decipher it correctly. You'd have to know what I meant. I'd have to use the right string of English words to try to explain something that's might be unexplainable. Now let's go from I said something, I wrote it down. Maybe English is my second language, and I'm trying to write something that deserves using verbs before the noun. It's a real thing. Sometimes some languages put the noun first, so it implies the noun is doing something, which could never be true. Always the doing must be done to provide the noun. The person, place, object is never doing the action. In the beginning, there was the word. The action, the mind comes before the actual physical object. So if I'm trying to explain something, I know that might get confusing for someone, but listen again. Rewind it if you must. The idea that I'm going to explain something to somebody about the how reality functions. If I don't write it the right way, you're not going to figure it out years later. And now, even if I wrote it the right way, in the right language, and somebody else got their hands on it and edited it, and then handed you a book, they might have edited it for their own benefit, not yours. So it really takes your own deciphering, your own, does that look and feel and sound right? So yeah, different text. There's just, I mean, if you find that most of the text, if you can read different languages and seem to all come out. Oh, here you want to figure it out. Go do some dowsing. Go get a dowsing thing. Just go ahead, get yourself a chain, the crystal on the bottom, and go ahead and let that work. That'll tell you the truth. I've never seen it. It's never not worked for me. I've done it on plenty of things that I already knew the answer to, or like somebody else knew the answer to, and I was like, well, let's see. You write the answer down, and you put the question on a page. We'll see. Use dowsing. So what's up? Yeah, what's up, Mr. Childs? How you been? Up at odd hours. What are you doing up? Guess it's a long 4-day holiday weekend. So some people, I guess it could be getting drunk early at Thanksgiving, getting that itis, getting all that turkey up in your ass, drinking early, passing out early. And that brought me to today being awake early. Ha ha ha. Uh, let's see. I see. Sorry, I have not been pushing on your keys to put it up on the screen. There we go. Instincts contributing. Yeah, these texts don't go beyond 4D constructs. Um, yeah, because I think the key point is 5D is living out of your mind. And when I say out of your mind, like you're literally living out. You're pushing out your mind. So the laws of three dimension don't exist in 5D. It couldn't. So yeah, the fourth dimensional construct. I think the idea is that's how you timeline something. The fifth dimension seems to be space. Space is everywhere. A timeline in the fourth dimension will give you this event equals the next event. And the third dimension is the physical objects in what you have is spatial. Inside of the space of 5D is a fourth dimensional timeline. Gives you this to that to the next, which is your 3 dimensions of depth, breadth, and the space that something holds, a physical object. So your physical object is 3D, 4D is time, and 5D is the spatial area, which is coming straight out the brain. So yeah, it doesn't seem like once you get to 50, like we do what the fuck you want, I guess. Yeah. William Child's good. Good man, you. Oh, I'm 5 days away from being houseless, but I'm not focused on that. I'm trying to find a place to stay today. I mean, see what I can do. I got some dollars and cents. My place I was supposed to stay fell through, so I don't have like a full roommate situation till January. So I gotta hustle. I got what to do next month. I was gonna get an Airbnb, but the Airbnb I didn't get it in time. I had to wait to come up with some cash, and then when I did get it, I didn't have enough for the place I wanted to stay. So fucking that's where I am right now, bro. Yeah, fun times. Yeah, that turkey gets you, man. I think it's more than just tryptophan too. They be putting other shit in there. Definitely be putting other shit in there besides tryptophan. So William Childs, if you know anybody down in New Orleans, they got a place, they got a room. I'll pay them. I got money. I don't even really need to be inside that much. I just need a spot for some clothes and a place to take a nap. It is here. Let's see if we can figure out the weirdness of life. People make a lot of money and are well well taken care of because they have a bunch of plants that are on their property that they don't own, but they have all of these, fruits and vegetables and things that you could literally just let grow. They don't really need to do anything. They have a bunch of animals that if they have enough land, they could just let wild run around, eat grass, and whatever. Maybe they have some indoor space, but they could murder an animal and sell you a dead body, and then they could sell you a bunch of food that was free, and they get paid to do that. It's pretty interesting. I think the whole farmer lifestyle is a pretty interesting thing. Like, hey, here's the thing. Here's a seed that God gave us. It just grows. I don't really have to do anything. It's a tree. It just grows fruit. But I'm going to charge you for it. And here's some things that I'm gonna fucking murder. I'll give you the dead body parts. I mean, in reality, that's what we're doing. But if you want to upgrade, if we can get you the next upgrade of food items. What are we eating these days? We're gonna eat mealworms and bugs. Eat the bugs. Ooh, that's weird. Got people doing that. That's because that's healthy. I wonder if are vegans gonna do that? Are vegans down with the bug eating? Ugh. They love eating things that aren't meant for their body. That's why you have these other animals to eat that stuff like honey and milk. You can't eat enough grass. You can't go through and pollinate and go to many places with flowers. You can't do all that. You're not a million bees. You're not a giant cow. But if you allow that to eat, they will eat grass though. They will eat grass and they'll smell flowers and they'll grind those flowers up and use it. Now that's well and good to them, but letting the bee and the cow do their job in nature, they don't want the after products because that's disgusting. But they will eat the bugs. They eat the plastic. People are weird sometimes, bro. Oh. So what else? Who else is up in here? Why are people up at odd hours? Well, again, it's I do that sometimes where I'm just like, well, if it's 5:30 for me, then it's 5:30 for you. When in reality, y'all don't live in Central Standard Time. Some of you live East Coast. Some of you live West. Live you in the West Coast. Live you in the West Coast. Some of you live in the West Coast. Some of you live in overseas. In fact, that's always the interesting thing. Depending on the time I do a show, who comes through. William, yeah, man. Whenever, man. You know that. Like, and you know if you need something, it doesn't necessarily. You don't have to come out of the pocket, bro. You know that. Like if you need something, like right, like yo, what's up? Like holler at me. You know that. What's up, Super Champion? What's up, you big old fucking cow? You, you fat cow. You know there are people that really believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows. I think that's hilarious. It's not. That's you know, and it's there's so many things that people believe these days. Like the like the amount of things that 20 years ago we would have known was satire or some sort of comedy. Today, not only is it probably not, people are actually committed to like they're committed to the whatever idea it is to virtue signal. And those virtue signaling people 20 years ago, that the whole idea about virtue signaling was the comedy. That was reserved for satire and spoofing and all of that. Now that is actually a personality trait for people to virtue signal, and that if you don't virtue signal, the mob will talk mess on you. You can't be real. You can't tell people how you really think or feel or whatever, because if it doesn't line up with whatever the mob and masses of the democracy, you know, right, whatever you think it is, they will, and it's like if you were an alien or you were a god and looking in from the outside, you'd be like, okay, that's the reasonable person there getting accosted by a bunch of insane people with dyed hair and the people that will tell you that it's the same people that tell you that you're culturally appropriating. Well, they have a lip ring and big hoop earrings and tattoos and shit. I'm like, none of that is your culture, you asshole. But for me, I'm just like, well, cool. I mean, if you want to look like a dummy with a hoop in your ear and nose and whatever, and maybe all your tattoos. Hey, I got tattoos. I have earrings, but I get it. But like they they can't even see how fucking ironic they're being when they have orange hair. And I'm like, well, no, actually, you know why they have orange hair in tribes in Africa? It's because they're using cow ammonia. They're not using bleach. And what about these vegans and all these people bleaching their hair? They realize that's acid, right? I thought they were on alkaline diets, huh? I mean, whatever. But it just right over their head, and they don't even get it. They don't even see how hypocritical they are. If you're allowed to be hypocritical. If you are as of a large set of ideas and having different times and spaces that you're gonna end up contradicting yourself occasionally on some things. You'll step on your own toes. You'll have to. You have a lot of ideas and they don't always. One place that idea is going to work, another place that idea is not going to work. And most people are like, well, you said this, yeah, but I didn't mean it in this kind of environment, right? So you're gonna often contradict yourself. But these people contradict themselves on a very fucking profound level on a daily basis. Their existence is is in and of itself a contradiction to life. Anybody want to have a drink with me? I'm drinking some iced tea right now, but I think I'd like to have a nightcap. Maybe I can get another hour of sleep before I have to go off and run around on a Saturday trying to find a place to sleep. That's what my life has come to, guys. Fucking hilarious, huh? I would probably be able to make these shows I've been doing lately have been really sporadic. You know, I haven't really had much of a, I haven't had much time to sit down and care much about anything other than weird how that Maslow's hierarchy of needs comes in. Like, place to live, clothes, shelter, clothes, food. That's a real thing. Imagine that, huh? And so it's hard for me to focus on doing these things and referencing any of my books, though that I don't have anymore, or having any motivation to do any of this shit. It's pretty interesting. Just try it sometime. It's pretty fucking difficult. But I do make it look pretty easy. I kind of still slide right through. You would never even notice if I didn't tell you. But I'm gonna have a drink. Somebody have a drink with me. Come on, why not? What the fuck you gotta do? Go the fuck up. Grab some last cue, got a rat with you. Oh shit, I might have done fucked this shit up. I think I might have might not have asked you. This could be awful. Yeah. I don't have any ice cubes, but I have extremely cold water. See how it works. See how that works. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, super champion? Today's liberals are as disgusting as the conservatives used to be disgusted by. Yeah. I've never been part of any part of siding with either political party whatsoever. I mean, I could take something from each. And I think if most people were to, and in fact, many people I knew were into politics, they had their sides, their colors, their affiliations, they voted, and they'd ask me who I voted for. I'm like, I'd just laugh. I'm like, are you serious? Like, what's wrong with you? I think you know the answer to that question. Anyways, so most of my life I would have said, and then most people would say, I was very liberal, centrist, but leaned liberal with most of my ideas, most any of my ideas. And then something happened recently where, I mean, there's a couple of main things that the conservatives say and do that I'm just like, fuck off. You're an idiot. Like, I don't like let's just get right to it. Their abortion stance and their Christian value nation bullshit. You can throw that right out the window. But I found myself siding with Tucker Carlson, siding with even watching and going, Fox News seems reasonable, where I know for a fact all of the channels sucked, but Fox was the worst by far. And that I leaned heavily liberal in any political arena of thought. And now liberals make me want to vomit. Like they are the least desirable like every trait they have is it's a parody of nature. It's like a joke, and they can't even see how it's so. They've gone so far. They've become so liberal that they're fucking. They stand for nothing. They're a big wet mop, and they're so. And oh man, like reality is if we just divided things up with people that claim to be liberal and claim to be conservative, we could even get rid of the guns and say let's go have a fight in the field. You liberals are gonna get fucking lambasted. They're not gonna win. If liberals fought conservatives right now, just go at it. Women fight the women, men fight the men. Liberals are gonna get mobbed like 9-1. 90%. I don't think one. If we just set up rings all across this God's great nation of United States of America, go ahead and have some boxing rings, some WWE rings, whatever. Pick it. Hand-to-hand combat. Let's go. Liberals are. Let's have debates. They're going to lose all of them. They're mentally ill prepared for anything in reality. Physically, it's a wash. If the idea that anybody voted for these people is completely insane. Conservatives would run this nation right now. And 20 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case, and I wouldn't have wanted it that way. Now, other than the silly Christian foundations and a couple, and the other ones they're not even that big of a deal because they don't even happen that often. But man, what a shit show. I've never found myself like whenever I hear them argue, it's still funny because the worst of them is still the worst of them, both sides. But it's like, man, these conservatives are sounding more and more reasonable. They're sounding like actual human beings, where fucking liberals sound like fucking complete nut jobs, where they didn't sound that way before, man. Nothing changed about me, man. Nothing changed about me. My values have not changed. How I observe the world, it's clearly and blatantly how these people are reacting and responding and mutilating society. It's kind of fun to watch. I wish I could watch it without having any. I mean, I don't really participate with it because I don't see it. Like I see it on the news and I know it's happening places, but I don't really see it here because I've always seen it here. Like there's never been a conflict though. Like here, there's no liberal conservative conflict. Liberal conservative shit has existed in places like San Francisco, in places like New Orleans, in places like certain outcast cities, I guess. It's always existed. So it doesn't, to us, it's just like, that's okay, of course. But now it's just fucking ramped up. It's ramped up, man. I mean, it would be fun to watch. I mean, I say again, if I could drive around in the Pope Mobile and just watch a. It's not the North versus the South anymore. If there was a Confederacy and a Republic and there's no North and South. There's maybe a little bit of an East to West dialogue now, but it's conservative Republican dialogue. And it's conservative Republican, liberal Democrat dialogue, right? And watching that civil war, if I could be in the Pope Mobile, would be awesome. I mean, it would. I mean, no liberal in their right mind. Now they probably say they would win the war. No, they wouldn't. Not only wouldn't they win the war because they don't believe in guns, but I'll even make it, like I said, I'll make it fair. And the conservatives would be okay with that too. Get rid of the guns. It's still gonna be. You might as well just get a good laugh about it. What did you say? What did I miss here? Yeah, they are so. What's the thing called when stupid people think they're smart ones? And smart people, they generally smart people have this thing. Well, I because they're smart enough to know they could be wrong, so they're kind of passive about the implementing or suggesting their ideas because they're like, oh well, it's like a leader doesn't is always like, I don't want to be leader. That's who you want to be the leader. The person that goes, I don't know if I'm completely right. That's the person who probably wants to be making a decision. Where where you have these people that are certain of their position, but they're completely wrong and stupid. What's that effect called? Is the not the McGurk? The McGurk is when you say a word and it sounds like something else. There's another one, but whatever that is, it'd be like liberals would really believe they would win in a fight. No, they wouldn't. There'd be such a small number of liberals that would ever win in a fight versus a conservative, mentally or physically. I want to watch it. I mean, then you'd have like the free thinkers and I mean, those people. We'll just stand on the sideline and we'll just referee the shit and like, I told you, you're both goofy, but anybody want to start a channel with me? It'd be liberal versus Republican wrestling matches, fuck or whatever they do. I think that what's the in the octagon? What's that called? I don't know. There's so many different leagues now and wrestling matches. Well, now I mean, this would be real fighting now. Now you'd have to sign waivers and shit because we'd have to go to Vegas for this stuff, huh? Ultimate Fighting Championships for people that are into politics. I mean, they want to fight anyways. What was that George Carlin bit? Was it George Carlin saying people should be there should be people driving around in a car in a ring and they get in an accident and they get out and they have like, you ran into my fucking car. And they'll have some road rage in the ring. Like politicians, they really want to do fight. They really want to fight each other. I think you just gotta let them go at it. I mean, not even politicians. The politicians don't want to fight each other because they make too much money. They don't care. But people that vote on the shit, people that are into politics, they want to fight each other. I think we should let them. Anybody with me here? What's up, Frank? What are you doing? We're discussing how to start a ultimate fighting championship uh, for people that participate in politics, not the politicians themselves, because I doubt they'll fight. But the idiots amongst you, all your neighbors that vote. I think we should start that league, y'all. Super champ, don't give a moderator wrench to anyone who asks for one. Yeah, I know, right? Well, that was a long time ago. That's when I thought I liked all of you fucking people. And I was being friendly for a while. I wrenched your wrenches though, you bitches. I think only one person has a wrench left. And I think it's the only person that I would even consider like that might be reasonable with one. Fucking Sheldon. He said Sheldon. Parsival. Is Parsival here? I don't know if he wants anybody to know that. You played God of War all morning? Hey, here you are. You get to meet the God of War. It would get kind of boring to be always the God of War. Who's that? Mars? Mars, the God of War. I mean, because the other side. Oh, oh man, the other side of the God of War is the God of protection. So everybody's like, oh, the planet of war, it's red, it's Mars. It's connected to Aries, Mars, Rams. Rams is Aries, is Mars, is the red planet. I've written the whole thing on this before, so yeah, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Um, it's the other side of it is it's at war because it's protecting something. So it's a war of it's a planet of protection as well. It's got to have its counterbalance. So I wouldn't like to have very much. I wonder how much Mars is in my chart. I would suppose a little bit because I do protect things, and I don't mind war. I mean, like in the sense of like physical combat or whatever, but I don't really not really impressed with it. It's not really my thing. It would that would stress the motherfucker out to always be protecting something. That's why sometimes I'm like, nope, I ain't got shit to do with that. Y'all go battle it out if you want to. I ain't helping. It's like if you got two cousins fighting, you're like, who the fuck am I supposed to protect here? You guys figure it out. The god of pudding. Any flavor, Frank, or just pudding in general? The god of boy. What system is that on? Is that an Xbox? Is that Xbox joint? Tapioca. You want a wrench? Uh, you'd have to talk to Super Champion, and then you'd have to talk to a few people. There's a whole vetting process. I don't think you're gonna get a wrench though. Yeah, Super Champion. Super Champion might still have one. I don't know. I can't even tell on here. Super Champ might. I don't know. I would trust you you and Parsival with one. See, at first I gave people wrenches with the intention because at the time my channel was not uh how do you say shadow banned. So the people that I gave wrenches to, I knew. So that way, if new people came in and were being fucking dipshits, I'm like, I don't feel like having hit all the buttons all the time. You guys fucking throw them the fuck out. I don't care. But then it got to the point when I think, and I know who it was. Um, it was who the fuck? It was Seifel that one day he just started wrenching. He started getting arguments with people in the comments, and then people with wrenches started wrenching each other. And then I was like, "Fuck all of you," and I took all the wrenches away. And it was right around the time that uh, my channel got shadow banned, so it wasn't really new people coming in the room, anyways. Yeah, these things happen. PlayStation vet you for a wrench. Yeah, you want. I see. This is the thing. People, Frank, when people want power, you can't give it to them. You are the last person who would give a wrench to. Got to be honest, bro. If someone's like, I want a wrench, I want it. That's the last person you want to be president. That's the last person you want in power. They do not. You do not. If somebody goes, no, I don't need that. I don't want that. They would be the most reasonable with it. No need for wrenches here because I'm worth the audience. This would be right. Yeah, I mean, somebody say something in these comments. Say something off. I will fuck you the fuck up. I don't have any. I have no. I pull no punches. I have no remorse. You fucking idiots. You got something dumb to say. I just don't like it all to turn into that every time. Frank, I don't know, man. You're saying for people that don't want power or don't want to be. No, I can honestly say I'm not interested in being king top shit of the world. I'm not interested in being president. I'm not interested in position. Because it costs too much. It costs way more than what you get. It's too many responsibility. It's too many responsibilities. Yeah, it's too much. It's when you have power, it's like then I'm responsible for everything, and I don't need that. I don't want to be responsible for, if you own a hotel, you have to get middle management. You have to get people, like, you can't have people calling you 24 hours a day when the water don't work, this broke, that broke. More, it's not more money, more problems. It's more responsibility, more problems. I'm not really interested in that. Frank is vetted, super champ. We can give him a wrench. you you know everybody out there. Yeah, I'm digging in my ass if you want to know. No, you know what it was? I have these new sweatpants, and they had one of the plastic tags, and I didn't realize that, and I just sat on it. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? Got a little poke in my ass. Oh, you do chatting on Discord? Should I get a Discord thing? Is that a better way to do this? Can I actually talk even more shit on Discord with zero worry about anything? Maybe I'll go over to Discord. Speaking of Discord or whatever, yeah, I haven't opened up any of the other streams of revenue, like getting what the fuck is the thing that everybody gets? See, the people like, hey, come sub to my whatever that shit's called, and then you make, oh, I'll do special content, and I'll do it, that's all great and groovy, but they charge you like 40%. So you got to pay taxes, and they're scraping off the top. So I'm just like, that's why I never did it. I'm just like, I'll just do everything on here, show the fuck up, and it's all available. And then you donate. So if you give me $10, I don't want to pay taxes on that. I'm not trying to give somebody money for something they didn't do. So that's like whatever the fuck. I just never opened one of those up. I was like, why am I gonna? I'm gonna make $6 when I can make 10. And it's not even nothing. It has nothing to do with me making more money. It has to do with why should they be getting to steal my money? Not okay. Patreon, yeah, Patreon. I was like, oh, open up a Patreon. Rockfin, yeah, I just seen that Rockfin the other day. Somebody has Rockfin, and I was like checking it out. I would do one of the ones that you can do premium parts. Like you can do premium parts on YouTube now, but that's not going to change anything I do because you still got to censor yourself to some degree. I figured out what I have to censor myself about. There's certain things I just can't talk about. And the thing is, like to talk about those on a different platform. Like I'm not sure who would like what purpose. Like you all know what I'm going to say anyways. Do you just want to hear me say it? I mean, like other things that I can't talk about. Well, the fact that I can't talk about them is already implied that I'm going to say something that is going to be incorrect with the censorship system. So you can you can deduce what that might be. Yeah, Rockfin. I'll check it out. Yeah, I've tried to open up a couple other channels, and it was like I don't know where to start to get another audience. I don't know how to do it. It's like to get people from here to go over there. Try that in a couple other platforms, and everybody's like, they're too comfortable on YouTube. And I was like, you realize YouTube might not always be a thing, so you should probably come follow me over here now. Come on, just follow me over here. And I mean that in the sense that, you know, all sorts of platforms just there's a fun new thing. I mean, YouTube could be the coolest shit, but they do everything they can to cause much ruckus. You know, you start off with something good, a great idea, easy to use, and you make it difficult to use. They're trying to make more profits, trying to add more features, and by doing so, they make it so complicated, so overridden with features that nobody knows how to use it, and everything is cost for this, pay for this, pay for that, and it will become a dinosaur soon enough. Which is, you know, it's you think you'd assume, oh no, it's too big to fail, except not really. I mean, it's like it's just the easiest to go to. Like you say, hey, where do you go? YouTube. Where do you get? It's part of. It's like this. It's like saying, do you want some facial tissue? No, you say you ask for Kleenex. You don't ask for cola. You ask for Coke. You know, it's those kind of things. But YouTube is kind of that, right? And for another platform to take over, you'd have to have another major platform. It can't be Rockfin and Rumble and this one and that one. Yeah, just Frank. It's good to get more audience and then take them to a different platform. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but the dilemma with my channel is, I do you want to look at my channel? I have 6.4 thousand subs. Do you know how long I've had 6.4 thousand subs? Almost 4 years. I got 10 to 15 new subs a day from the start of my channel. Like after a couple, like after some people follow my channel, it's 10 to 15 new subs a day. Then one day they canceled, they shut my channel down because something I said that they didn't like. And from that day forth, not one fucking new sub. It goes up 10 and then down 20, and up 10, and then that this right there just hovers there. And then people that I know that were subbed got unsubbed. Other people that were subbed that had notifications don't get notifications. And there's not much I can do about it. Who am I going to talk to? What am I going to do? Nothing. Yeah. I mean, they just said, okay, keep talking, whatever. You can have your audience. I mean, I suppose I could do something like get an actual PC and do live shows that were based on what I know would trigger the algorithm. Like, okay, what's trending today? If I put Kyrie Irving, fucking Kanye, yay, easy, and I talk that shit, and I put it I put it in my tags. Would I expand my audience? Yes. But would I expand my audience into people that I want on here that aren't just going to be talking some dumb shit that would sub to me because they're interested in like the other shit that I'm talking about? Yeah, I don't need all that. But it's just like growing the channel to for the sake of growing it versus actually having people that are paying attention, listening, and gaining something off what I'm saying. Yeah. Because the thing is, I'm doing this from a phone, right? Doing this from an Android, and I cannot change the tags before I do a show. It doesn't let me. Yeah, just to point out what a load of crap it is. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is anybody that um, comes to listen to pop shit is not gonna want to hear that. They're gonna give me more problems in here, and it's gonna be more like nonsense for me to go. You're an idiot. I mean, I guess if that's what because that's what my shows would turn into. Me just telling people that they're complete fucking morons. The whole show, because I would be like, hey, football is rigged. They use magnets in the football and in the gloves. I'd be like, well, no, they don't. I want football. Go Niners. I'm like, it's already been out. It's posted. It's out there. The info's out there. It's all rigged. Basketball is rigged, dog. What don't you get here? And then I'm going to go through all that shit. And then, so half of the people that'll be coming here are people that go, poo poo on you. You're an idiot. You're stupid. You think the earth is flat. Oh, you fucking hate vegans and you think the earth is flat and sports are rigged and we didn't go to the moon. I'm like, yeah, precisely. Then I'm that channel, right? Rather than just the fucking just this dude who and he drinks piss too. He drinks piss. He thinks oils are good for you. Instead of being just the guy that talks shit to everybody, now I'm the guy that's a flat earther that drinks piss, that thinks sports are rigged, that doesn't think anybody went to the moon. Then I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Let it happen, bro. Yeah, just let it happen, bro. Yeah, well, obviously, Frank, fuck them all is real, but it's also like how much nonsense do I want over here? So own it. Are you fucking serious? You don't think I already do own that shit? I don't give a fuck. The point is not about me giving a fuck or not. It's about how much nonsense. Whenever I do chats with you guys, how much of these comments are going to be just jackasses and assholes that come here to troll, and then how many times do I engage with that, and how much does it just ruin the chat and the flow for turning into me just going, okay, who do I have to rip into today and laugh at? I could do that too. Just friend, back to the mods with wrenches. Yeah. That means that mod's gonna have to show up every show. Cause I guess we'll laugh him out of here. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's the thing about with the algorithms and bots. They can't even tell that they're stupid. Like laughing at them and telling them they're wrong doesn't change anything. The internet is dead, bro. The amount of things that are actually another human on the other side is minimal. So it's just like, who am I even responding to, anyways? Yeah, I hear you though. Well, again, it still would take me getting an actual PC, which I don't have. I would need a computer, and I have this thing. That's what I'm working with. So I can't even put up the fucking the tags before I show. Yeah, Frank, I hear you. You don't even need a rush to do that. Yeah, I hear you. If I was able to, I would do that, but I can't. I don't know when how much people know about how YouTube works. If you have an Android, you don't get the same options as you do with a PC. I don't even understand why. I don't even get the logic. Yeah, that's the That's the being me part, which is I'm going to piss off the Republicans and the Democrats. I'm going to piss off the statists. I'm going to piss off the truthers. I'm going to piss off the vegans. I'm going to piss off the meat eaters. I'm going to piss off like it doesn't. There's no easy way. Like I'm not taking that side. I'm not taking that side. I'm going to shit on both of your sides because I think they're both stupid for these reasons. I'll equally give props to the parts that I like, but the thing is, they don't hear that part. They just hear everything about. They hear that there's nothing at all good in religion, and those books all suck. They hear veganism completely is the dumbest thing ever. And while I may have said things like that, that's not completely true. There are some good things within both religious and vegan communities. There's something good in Republicans and something good in Democrats. Yeah. But what people don't do is they don't accept like I'm just gonna, let's just shit on all of it. Well, why wouldn't I? And whereas a comedian definitely sits on one side of the fence. If they're good, they make fun of both sides. Whereas I actually shit on both sides. I don't like either side. I think they're both stupid. So I just shit on everything. I don't have a like. The comedians still vote. A lot of them. A lot of them are just doing it for effect because that's their job. I piss you off regularly, as well should be done. You, you seem like you deserve to be pissed off and pissed on too. Ooh, that's tasty. Mm. I gotta be honest. I think I'll miss the sound of the train tracks. I think I'll miss the sound of the train going by 10 times a day. Oh man, actually the midget thing might actually make them better because then I could understand some of their dilemmas. It's a Republican vegan Christians. Well, that's the thing is like even now I can vegans are the worst, and now liberals in general are second to vegans. Christians moved out of the top three because vegans and liberals are such piles of shit. That's what it used to be without question. Christians were the worst. They're not anymore. That was a quick move. See, this is my point about every time we think that there's a giant dinosaur that can't be killed off like in YouTube or Christianity as a whole. Well, Christianity got knocked down a couple notches by liberals and vegans and midgets though. Mm, there's something I seen a video earlier today about this chick that her name is Pocket Side. They call her they call her Pocket Watch J Lo, and it's this little midget chick who she's sitting there smoking a blunt. She's like, everybody call me Pocket Size J Lo, and she's this little midget, but like in her facial region, she does not look like a midget. She does not have a midget's head. She's got the midget hands. She is a midget. She's 3 foot, all 3'6". She's all dressed up, but she word to life looks like if she took a picture of her just herself, you'd be like, oh, that's she's a normal sized person. She's really pretty. I'm like, I could probably go for a midget. Probably that could be probably be done. Try it out. I don't know. That'd be a weird, like dating a midget would be weird. Just in the sense that it would be pretty obvious what the relationship was. Like, I mean, you know, like that, I mean, you might as well move to Vegas and just accept your life as your fetish is midgets. You know, that's it. I could be friends with midgets. I don't think I could like date one though. I don't know. Is that midget phobic? No, I just don't know a lot of midgets. That's the thing. It'd be pretty easy. Can a midget identify as Shaquille O'Neal? Can a midget identify as tall? I don't know. Because I've only met a couple in my life. Oh, Frank, that is absolutely contrary to no way. You're very misguided. You're a liberal scum, aren't you? You actually would vote, wouldn't you? Oh no, conservatives are the worst liberals because you know where their liberal is coming from. No, you don't. Liberals are dumb as fuck. The conservatives have literally gave you the playbook. They believe in Jesus, they believe in guns, they believe in no abortions. If they've given you, they are you no, you certainly across the board know where conservatives are coming from. Oh, bro, you real wrong on this one. No, we starting here. Hold on. Conservatives are worse than liberals. No, not now. No way. Not at all. No one with a brain would say that. Sorry, bro. Liberal, you know where a liberal is coming? No, you don't. A liberal, you do not. They coming from left field. They got bleach in their hair. Their brain doesn't work. They make no coherent sentences. They sound like Joe fucking Biden. There's nothing they say makes any sense. They can't, they have no, they could not debate a fucking 4-year-old. They all sound like they're 4-year-olds. I feel like this and I feel like that. No, fuck them. They're stupid. You wrong on that one. No one would ever say that. Only a scummy liberal would say that. Conservatives do not come from a position to betray or disappoint you. No, you might have some family problems with that one, bro. Because no, you know absolutely what you're getting. They got a Bible they're gonna hit you with, and they have their traditional values. That's all you get. Liberals, they're gonna go ahead and just spray you with whatever new found nonsense. It's all bullshit. Can't date a midget because they come with baggage. Yeah, I hear you on that. All you liberals are an open book, and that's my point, dummy. Don't fucking call me a dummy. I will come through this goddamn phone and bite your fucking face off. Uh, Liberals are an open book. You're saying the opposite of what you said. You're talking like a goddamn fucking liberal, you shitbag. Look at, I think conservatives are worse than liberals because you know where liberal is coming from. Conservatives, no. Then you said the opposite. See, you're a scumbag, Frank. Liberals are an open book. No, they're not. They're in the sense that they're an open book. They're like 20 open books. They're like if you had a computer open with like 20 open screens, and they're trying to give you highlighted key points from every fucking thing and try to mix it all together, try to give you hot topic, hot button words. You absolutely know what a conservative thinks, and you don't know what a liberal thinks because they don't fucking think. Either one will. I don't think a conservative would. A conservative will always give you. It's either agrees with Jesus or it doesn't. That's what the conservatives got going for them. You already knew that I'm going to protect my daughter with my Smith and Wesson, and I got my Bible to hit you with first. That's what you're going to get. You cannot win against who? Against you, Frank. Let's be honest. In a debate, me versus you in a debate, there's no way in 1 million zillion years you're winning in a debate against me, and probably not in a fight either. I'm guessing. Come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. Know yourself better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Super Chat. You used to be a liberal. I used to be. I told you this earlier. Frank, you came a little late. I already said I lean. I already said I leaned most of my life pretty liberal. And now it's become outlandish, and I can't for the life of me side with anything that they're saying or doing. Not a fucking thing. I mean, other than they make one thing the biggest thing, like my body, my choice. Like, but okay, shut the fuck up. Most people that aren't conservative assholes agree with you. But if it's your body, your choice, it's also my baby, my choice. So if I don't want the fucking thing, you gotta listen to me. It's got to be 100% or 0%. So you cannot win by saying, "Yeah, I don't." Yeah, well, hey Frank, well you realize whenever we're conversating here, I get the luxury of speaking out a whole concept where you're typing something. So maybe I'm just mishearing you. No, I see. That's my point, Frank. That's my point about liberals. You don't know where they're coming from because they're not an open book. It's they are a litany of different hot topic, whatever political, whatever new word they need to use. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're not an open book. They just say shit. It's it's like they closed mind, closed like they don't know shit. So it's like, tell me which book to read to understand a liberal. They don't fucking read. They just like to get. They don't know anything about anything they're discussing ever, ever. They are the most clueless, brain dead nincompoops on the planet. Told you, they're worse than the Christians. Christians are an open book. Conservatives are an open book because all you have to do is go grab their Bible. That's what they'll be using. It's pretty simple. They're all fucked. I mean, they're all fucktards. We'll get back to that. Yeah, skin color and sexual orientation rules today's liberals. Yeah, that is a fucking that. If that ain't the truth, they all want to change their shit. They all change their appearance, change their gender, change everything, but then have a problem when somebody culturally appropriates and then wants you to call them. It's a whole fucking mess of there's no logic in anything they do. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. I could. They're both sides of the political spectrum. The reason they call it a political spectrum is because they're all autistic. I mean, to be even in the game of trying to vote one way or another, I don't see how it's even how anybody could say I agree with even half of what these fucking people are saying. Those people are not. They're not my equals. They're not my peers on either side. I couldn't for a second say I agree with enough of their values that I would vote them to stand in front of. Hey, I believe what they're saying. I couldn't, and I don't know how anyone does that. Like, oh, you voted for him. Well, I don't really agree with everything he says. You fucking voted for the guy, so yes, you do. You implicitly, not you, but when people vote, you implicitly say, I stand by everything that person says. Even if, okay, so even if only 80% of it you really do, you're just going to go along with the other 20%. That's bullshit. Yeah, not to be trusted is exactly right. Because it means that if you only stand up for 80%, if you only agree with 80% of what they're saying, then imagine what you would do in your own life. Easy enough to just change your politics to suit your motivation. Ah, Now you see, if I was, let's do a little pretend here. Let's pretend I went to I went to a Thanksgiving feast. And on one side of the table, I have my extended family on the mother's side. On the other side, I got extended family from the father's side. Let's say one was the McCoys, the Hatfields. Some were Republican, some were Democrat, right? Conservative, whatever, Republican, all these bullshits. And then I get in the mix. The only benefit of me being there is they're both sides will be pissed at me, and they'll forget about the fact that they hate each other. That's the only thing that's the only win. But in reality, they're going to be mad at each other because they're going to realize that I just shit on both of them, and they're all going to be pissed at me. Ah, yeah, yeah. So he was a good guy, so he didn't win. Of course. Yeah, I hear you on that. Yeah, from the sense of the political arena, at a local level, I'll give you that much. At a local level, I'm all for politics on local levels, meaning I'm not saying neighborhood associations, but in your tiny little space, and you go, okay, let's have somebody kind of organize and run shit. I'm all for that. But even at that level, it's really hard to get you know, even those are bought and paid for. Not in the 70s, not in the 80s, maybe in the 80s, but now even the smallest races are completely bought, paid for, controlled, manipulated. He was a good guy, so you can't win. Yeah, I wonder what. I wonder what our political arena would look like. Here's an honest assessment. If we really did have as many political parties as we should, let's say nine. I'm going to say nine political parties. And you, being the great, outstanding, wonderful, educated citizen that you are, you've done your due diligence on all the candidates. And you've got a pretty good grasp of their political, what they think, what they believe, what they're going to push forth, what they want for your town, state, city, country, community, whatever. And we just eliminated the idea that there's a red party and a blue party only, and everybody just voted the way that they thought. Yes, it would take up more of our time to do a little research on the people that represent us. That'd be weird. Um, what would that look like? You know, nobody would be arguing. Nobody would be arguing about red or blue anymore. There wouldn't be this stark contrast like, oh, you like the red team, you like the blue team. Now, if you got the green team, the yellow team, in there, now all of a sudden the votes turn out to be right across the board, between 8 and 13% piece, or maybe uh, we could really tell something when, hey, this year people decided to vote for the yellow team, and the yellow team got 22% because their value systems actually lined up with a lot of the greens values, a lot of the blues values, and a lot of the orange teams values, right? So now all of a sudden they're like, wow, this is the best choices here. What would that political arena look like? And there'd be less chaos because nobody be out here arguing about fucking red team or blue team. Then nobody's gonna be, and we ain't gonna have that kind of. There's a whole there's a whole array of different political streams of consciousness. Yeah, local news is about 80% real. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, even now, way less. In the 80s, the local news events were just literally happening, and they were just giving you an idea, like, hey, this is what's going on in your local neighborhood. Now they've even capitalized on that. And even local things are green screen. Even local things are made up, uh, made up stories. Even local things are, hey, tell Becky down the street put a cat in the tree. We're gonna find her to come over there and save the cat. That's happening. Like there's crisis actors, whatever kind of actors they are happening, even local levels. Yeah, but they have liberal spin is everywhere. Yeah, you're right, Frank. Yeah, that's right. My microphone's full. Is that better? Hey, what's up? Have me sound none down? Is it better? 1 hour 52. Well, it used to be an hour, and now that gives me an hour and 45 minutes before my audio is fucked. Is it better now? Still. How about now? Okay, let me. I can just jump off here and jump back on. Okay, cool, great, grand, wonderful. Now it should work, huh? It's just so like it's why? What is going on? Like I've already told them like 50 fucking times. If there's some compression issue or like I don't know. I use the word compression because that's kind of what I know. I know that word. And that seems like what it would be. But like why only when I use this shit? And what has happened at the same time in the show? Just fucking it's like make your shit work right. Someone's paying for this, and I don't think they should have to pay for it when shit doesn't work. Oh, YouTube's cool. Good, good, good. Yeah, YouTube lets me I can invite guests if I don't even need to use this thing. I can invite guests on YouTube now. But I got to know your email and shit. Which means I'd have to plan on having have a conversation with one of you guys on. Yeah, I can't just like here I could just put up I could put up the address you could join. Or on YouTube I'd have to do it from the beginning. Cool. Where were we? What were we talking about? Oh, Frank wants all the free pudding. Sit still. Fucking thing. I'll not fucking do that. What is twitchy? I'm sitting on a fucking I'm sitting on a couch that's not comfortable. What the fuck do you want from me? What the fuck do you want from me? Son of a bitchin' pieces of shit. Dude, I do all I can to fucking bring you this shit and I still can't even get it done right. Still getting bitched out over. God damn it. How about this? How about you fucking eat a bucket of dicks, bro? Hold on. I'm quitting. I'm kidding. I move. I move because literally like where I'm sitting on the couch is it's like I can feel the whatchamacallits in the couch. Is that better? There's like the coils and beneath the bottom of this couch. Hmm. If I had a comfortable chair, it would be less twitchy. Boo fucking who? This is what I get a boo fucking who out of you? Victor, what time is it here? It's 6:30 a.m. I've been on here since 4:30 a.m. Let me go get an ice cube. I'll be right back. Oh. What up, Amasi? Okay, good, good, good. Back into okay, Frank wants pudding. Okay, that'll be number one on my platform when I run for president. How do you do that? How do you run for president? You have to probably too much paperwork. Yeah. It is. It's always surprising that more people don't run for president. Uh, do Super Champion, do coils in couches and beds really steal energy? Yes, they most certainly do. Uh, they they poke into your aura. They definitely poke into your they from the level of like grounding mats. You can clearly see grounding mats do something. Like whenever you hook it up to a voltmeter. And you can tell. I mean, it's more than subtle energy after you've done it a few times. You sleep better, more soundly. A grounding mat is very comforting. Comforting, just like sleeping on the ground or you mean outside. But yes, the coils, yeah, it definitely does something to your auric field and your chakras, bro. What do I think about the machine elves? What do you mean? What do I think about them? I don't think about them. I mean, I think about them in the sense that like, um, cool if those are the Christmas elves that are creating reality, but did were those always there or did Terrence McKenna implant that into our brains? Were those talked about before Terrence McKenna? I don't recall. But then again, I mean maybe that is part of the Christmas thing. Maybe that is part of I mean I never heard about that until dimethyltryptamine. I heard of plenty of people taking mushrooms, but I never heard about the elves like that. Heard about Santa's Christmas shop. I don't understand how that works on our reality, but hmm. David Lynch interview about transcendental meditation. I seen a bit of that one. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable here. Like this is okay. I mean, as a totality, this place is way where I'm living right now. It's way too loud. The the front of my house is cars 10 feet away going 80 to 90 miles an hour. There's a train right behind my house. My whole thing echoes. I wake up at odd hours because it's too fucking loud over here. So in that way, my energy is not fucking delightful. Yeah, I know a few people that sleep on the floor and that prefer it. Hmm. I don't know. The floor is. Like here, the bed, I don't like the bed at all. I sleep on the couch. The couch is more comfortable than the bed. There's been times I've preferred a couch over a bed. Not often do I prefer the floor. It depends. Like if your back's fucked and if you're super tired and you can get on your back in a good position, the floor is awesome. Yeah, David Lynch is that British dude, right? He's kind of got the cool hair. He's supposed to be like the rad guy. He's probably played some instrument that I don't know of, or drove cool cars, or was like on BBC fucking network or whatever. I don't know. I'm not British. I only know in passing guys like that. Yeah, peace out, Frank. Yeah, feel free, like and subscribe. Donate a goddamn kidney, motherfuckers. I don't have a black market for it. I don't know where to get rid of it. So if you can sell your kidney, and send me some of the currency, the cash, the money. TSAR capital XEN is right there. Yeah. Yeah. Victor, have I got to the unbound place while meditating? What do you mean, like where everything is just like fucking cool, bro? Sure. It's not, but it's like there's no, there isn't really a way to stay in that place because whether people like it or not, like the whole like temperature and environment and just general location and things will affect your meditation. You're not going to be meditating like that on a fucking New York City um, train. You know what I'm saying? Which is as much as people are like, oh, you need to be able to meditate anywhere. It's like, nah, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I've been to this kind of comfortable places of meditation where everything is groovy. I don't need any drugs. I don't need anything right now. But eventually, you're going to be thirsty. Eventually, you're going to be hungry. Eventually, you're going to want a new experience. Eventually, you're going to want to be inside. Eventually, there's no, you're still in this physical suit, man. Um, but yeah, I mean, those kind of moments and things, sure. What up, Alexander? What are you doing? Hey, when are you coming to New Orleans? So you still got that plane ride? You still coming? I told you next month, like December. I need a roommate, bro. What are you doing? Get your ass here. I got a place. I got a place. It'll be cheap. Check it out. It's a short term lease. Short term. I was supposed to be getting in with my buddy for the World Cup, but he's kind of like iffy on coming down now, and it's not. It's more than I want to pay for myself, but it'd be dope to like for it was for me and him to split. It was like I think it was like 1100. Well, I gotta go get a place for myself, which is gonna be probably not somewhere I want to be. So get your ass down here, Alexandra. What are you doing? Fucking come down here, get a job and go work at one of these restaurants, make some dough, have some fun, have some New Orleans winter and some Christmas here, New Year's. Uh-huh. And am I sure there's no karma? Oh yeah, I covered that in the beginning of the show. And yes, I'm quite positive about this. Well, I covered that incomplete. Incomplete. Well, no, not incomplete, but yes, we address such things for the first half an hour, maybe. Alexandra, when you come down here, I'll even get offline and talk to you right now. Either way, I mean, whether or not you are coming or not, I'm gonna go with probably not because you always say you will. Pretty standard practice, really. Well, this brandy is kind of delicious. It's like a caramel, vanilla-y. I don't know. That it's like whenever people get really too deep into certain alcohol, that when they're trying to explain all the flavors in it, I'm like, I don't know. I've tasted very many different types of wine, different kind of brandies and whiskeys, and it's like they're all pretty the same. There's only a few that are just like outliers for tasting different and better. Tastes like fucking vanillas, and yeah, Alexander, do what you say and say what you mean. Yeah, she's not very much into doing what she says at all. She's she's got an aloofness about her that is unparalleled. But yeah, this is it's like okay, it's brandy, and some brandy has okay. So is it more or less vanilla? Is it more or less toffee? What's the difference between toffee and caramel? You can't tell me that. I'll tell you what the difference is. I have a coffee caramel cookie right here, and I'm gonna eat that. That's what I'm doing for breakfast. I'm eating cookies and uh drinking brandy and eating cookies. Hmm. Food that I got myself. Nobody else. I did this. I bought all this bread. It's all mine. My cookies, the brandy, the snacks, all me. I did it. No help from anyone. Mm, so good. It really does taste like it tastes like the smell of New Orleans in the French Quarter, where all the pralines are. This is my life now. All I do is mm, eat cookies and drink bottles of brandy. Completely changing path, my path of meditation in life. Giving up on women, giving up on life. Only thing that's important is cookies and brandy. Everything else is fucking Trash. Mm. Mm. Speaking of trash, how many of you really think in this coming few months that you're going to be able to afford rent with food, insurance, car? There's everything, everywhere I've seen, everything I've been looking at. People putting out videos going here. They're showing you like, here's what I just renewed my insurance. The insurance for the car went up 60%. They're like, for no reason. And I asked why. No car accidents, no nothing. They said, oh, it's just what's happening. It's just inflation. Their car insurance went from $240 to $420. I know that the housing here, the insurance, 10 insurance companies gone out of New Orleans, out of state, out of Louisiana. And now to get insurance for your house, it's gone up something like 60%. People literally can't afford it. Selling houses, moving, but they can't afford it. Cost of everyday goods. Bro, I got a dry ass turkey sandwich, and it was $7. $7. Lettuce, turkey, bread, $7. It was a $4 sandwich. Nope. I was super chum. You playing God? Hey, you want to work in that for me? God, you want to help a brother out? Mike, let's see if you can put some words together for your archangels and whatever. I need a place to live, bro. But I think mad people. I don't know if people understand. The price of everything is going up. Understand? And it started crawling up, and now it's getting out of hand. The cost of the cost of groceries is fucking through the roof. I don't eat that often, so in that sense, it doesn't really affect me. And what I do eat, I'm not an expensive date, so it doesn't really that much affect me. But I'm watching other people, and they're trying to maintain what they're eating, and it's getting really expensive, really quickly. How do you think it's gonna turn out come January, February? Super champ, thank you, bro. Hey, hopefully that gets here before it's worth half as much. You know what I mean? Shit's getting funny though. Like the people making more money, but the inflation has gone well beyond its where it should be. I know some people have their standards for their lifestyle. Well, their standards just mean what they do. It's not like saying, "Oh, I must have my massage every Tuesday at 1 o'clock." No, I'm saying people like have like, hmm, Fridays. They go out to TGI Fridays, and the weekend they go in. They go out to the bar with their friends, and then on Tuesdays they might go shopping, and their grocery list it looks like this. Well, when they go and get that grocery list, they go to the store, and they need butter, and that butter used to be $3, and now it's 6. And all of a sudden you put that's 100% increase, and I know that as for a fact because I haven't even bought any butter or oil because it's too fucking expensive. And I'm just looking at shit like going, how the hell is this so expensive? Yeah, super champ. I hear you, bro. Working on it, man. Working on it. It's just While knowing the teachings, I'm still a little fucking stressed, man. It's the 25th, yeah. Well, it's the 26th, and I got 4 days to figure out where the fuck I'm living. You know what I mean? Just a little stressed. That's all. Trying not to be. Trying to just, you know. And I'll tell you, whether people accept it or not, I do meditate, and I think most people do. They have a better, at least I have a better meditation. Even if I'm a little fucking stressed or kind of worried about like some like shit, a couple stiff drinks and I can meditate better. Quite honestly, even Neville Goddard talks about this. You know, it's like if I'm just gonna sit here and I don't drink because I can't get drunk because if I do, it'll get in the way of like I gotta really think about this. I gotta focus on this. I gotta go accomplish something. And it just gets in the way of just going, well, I think I'll be okay. It'll work out. I'm certain of it. Where if I don't have a drink in me or something, or if I don't go play with the Ducks, if I don't go do something, if I don't participate in something, even watch a fucking movie could help. I don't know. I think it's different for everybody. But if I just sit here and go, oh, I'm gonna meditate, my mind's gonna go like, bro, you got about this many days, you gotta figure something else, or you're sleeping out there. And if I thought about that, I'm just it's gonna keep. How am I gonna get my mind to go over here? What if I just go, fuck it, I'm gonna treat this day like I've treated my entire fucking life, which is like a goddamn like everything works out, and it does. I can't get too caught up in the bullshit. But right now, there's a hearty amount of it. Amara, U.S. Super Champ, there's visualize. Yeah, the appreciation thing. That's easy. I appreciate everything. You know, unquestionably. Of course I do, and I share what I have. So that's easy for me. The visualization. When if I'm just sitting here, I can't necessarily close my eyes and visualize something in the sense of visual. Like when you're lucid dreaming and you can visualize and see things. Like right now. I can close my eyes and I can see my dream from last night. That's visualizing. I can visualize that right now, and it's close. Like, but when I'm in my dream, I can see it. It's as real as this shit. But that doesn't translate to when I'm sitting here. If I'm sitting here and I go into a meditation and it's okay, we go through a breathing thing, put my eyes up here, and let me try to project something. All I get in those projections and those visualizations are random. They're almost more like prophetic type things, like where I see images of people that are sincerely I'm going to see that person, or I've met that person, or it's like it's intense, but it's very fractionated. Or sometimes it's clear audio. I get like an audio type thing. But as far as like, unless I'm sleeping, unless I'm like full into like, let me go to bed mode, I can't. I don't visualize that well. So it's a little more troublesome for me to visualize something. If I could visualize it while I'm awake, then I could stay focused on that visualization. Like when I'm in a dream, I'm in a dream and I can participate in that visualization, and I can morph it and do things with it and become very lucid, very easy. Just when I'm awake, I just can't quite get the image to stick, to imprint. Anybody have that thing? I'm sure you do. I've talked to people about it before. Hmm. If anybody wants to, you can help me concrete my visualization. I'm visualizing people giving me dollars and currency in my Cash App or my PayPal or my Venmo TSAR, capital XEN. That's Cash App and PayPal. Make sure you capitalize the X. And you can find me in my WordPress if you want to read some of my old shit. You can find uh, my Instagram if you ever want to talk to me. Find other stuff in the description box and the thing on the bottom. Oh, and what's the other one? Oh, the Venmo. It's my name, Zen-Atman-1. The number one, that's me. And I'm visualizing dollars going in there. I will require that. I have enough for rent for next month. I just don't have a spot. And unfortunately, you know, had this been before 2 years ago, oh, this would have I would have been fine. Fine. But now, since that whole thing, most of the people that I knew that I had more than just acquaintances with, that I had friendships with, they all moved either to different states or they got different jobs, and I don't, yeah, I mean, they're somewhere else. It's like it sucks because I had a very good friend that it'd been cake to move in with, and then he decided to go move somewhere and make a bunch of money. Hmm. Now I just have regular acquaintances or people that trust me, that like me, that would have no problem give me a room. They just don't have a fucking room. So that's kind of where I am right now. Super chat because you don't know what you really want. I mean, that is the pretty standard thing. I mean, like right now, I don't have a problem with knowing what I want. I'm very clear minded on what I want, and it becomes very very obvious. I want a comfortable domicile, and I'm because I'm not a greedy person. I was like, well, whatever. I don't think I'm going to be able to visualize a giant. I mean, I did live in a mansion for a couple of days. That was cool. I was unexpected, which was a nice little surprise. But now I'm just kind of like, well, I just need somewhere for just to put my shit, you know. And I'm trying to budget it, and I don't have that much shit to move, so that's kind of neat. And I have all this extra space and time because I have nothing. And by having nothing, I have everything. But yeah, that whole not knowing exactly what you want. That's what your boy always said. It's your boy Alan Watts. He would always be like, if you were to meet God, you would have a hard time with it because you wouldn't know what to ask him for. Try it right now. Ask God for whatever you want. You already know better than to ask for $1 billion. You know that's not gonna be it. Even if you were gonna ask for money somehow, you'd still have to rephrase your question. You'd have to rephrase your what you want out of it, like to be more exacting, because $1 billion might mean nothing, and even in a week from now, and you'd be like, "Damn, I asked for $1 billion, and that $1 billion is now worth nothing because super hyperinflation, and now I can't do anything with that." You just asked for the wrong thing. You don't want to ask for the wrong thing, do you? I mean, you could, I guess, ask to be. You could stick with the standards. Healthy, wealthy, wise. Those three are pretty standards. Because then it's up for open debate of wisdom is wisdom. I mean, there's not really a lot of it's a debate of what that might be during certain times, but we know what that is. You know what wealth is. We know how that looks. You know what health looks like. That's not changing too much. So those are three things: health, wealth, and wisdom. What's up, Skull? What are you doing? Skull, what are you calling me Zen today? I am unimpressed. Normally you come here with the new name. Now you're just calling me might as well call me Simpleton. What is what's that movie? That your boy plays simple whatever. Simple Bob. No, what is it? Simple fucking don't ever play for a retard. Bill what's his name? Why do I want to call him fucking comedian that was in Tropic Thunder? Simple Jack. Thank you, Parcel. Simple Jack. Yeah, out here calling me Simple Jack. Tropic Thunder, exactly. What's the guy's name again? Why am I tripping on his name? My favorite was him in was it the Adam Sandler flick where he's like, "Oh, Grandma, your fingers hurt? Well, guess what? Your back's gonna be hurting because you just pulled fucking gardening duty. Anybody else fingers hurt?" That's so fucking funny. Ben Stiller, Ben Stiller. That's what I was looking for. Space Juice Stiller. I don't get the Space Juice reference, but yeah, I'm sure he's on some Space Juice. Yeah, he doesn't come across to me as he's actually that funny of a guy. He seems like he'd be kind. I don't know what it is. He just seems like he'd be kind of a prick. Just the general sense I get off him. He doesn't like. I know he's supposedly like a comedic actor, but he just something says I'm a prick on his whole thing. Like he's always looking for an angle on something. I don't know. Zoolander is a documentary. I haven't seen it enough times to qualify that one. Hold on, let me see here. Oh no, what do we got going on here? I hate when that shit happens. Hold up one second, y'all. I swear it's a motherfucking. I said it's always on, mother bitch. Uh, I got this Twilight app on my phone, right? And it just is always really funky. I have it on always on, and then it just changes on its own to being on till 7 in the morning. So it changes my settings. Well, hello everyone. Oh, Zoolander on MK Ultra. Oh yeah, I'm sure. There seems to be a lot of people here now. Hi, good morning. I've already been on here for 2.5 hours eating cookies and drinking brandy. Feel free to put your comments and questions and concerns over here to the side, and I will address them at my earliest convenience. If I feel like it, is what I'm saying. Hmm. And Zoolander, yeah, I don't. That's. I mean, how many of these movies are somewhat documentary, anyways? I mean, Idiocracy, I just watched the other night, and I've seen that enough times. How much of it that's turned into pretty real. And you watch it, and you go, okay, it's not that bad, but it kind of is. It kind of is. Zoolander's super goofy, but I guess if you take a little bit of, if you tone down the goofiness of, but not really. Like you see the way these people are dressing these days in the dress up community, like the fashion industry. The fashion industry is just absolutely, what the fuck is wrong with those people? It's like we got to just push the boundaries and do something new. No, you actually don't need to. Fads, and fashions. There's nothing you need to do. There's cultures that have been wearing the same kind of garb for years because A, it's comfortable, B, it's beautiful, C, it's form, and their form, its form and its function, create its fashion. The form and function create the fashion, and that's been the way that they dress. And now you got motherfuckers putting plastic boxes on their head and dressing like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you fucking people? I mean, that we've already passed the point of where anti-fashion is actually fashion. So it's like it's like all of these kids that it's the thesis and the antithesis, the antithesis. It's always bound together. There's only a few ways to buck the system. To be, you can't be anti-system. You have to be somewhere you just have to maintain yourself because the system will still offer you some things that are quality and part and parcel to your belief system. And then other things, the anti-establishment will offer you some things, but not all. And then there's some things that are, you know, Super Champ, and he's singing, Brandy is a fine girl. What a good wife she would be. My wife, my love, and letter is the sea. Is that is it Van Morrison? Hey, look who's here. Hey, Juniperus, can I pump your pumpkin pie with my whipped cream, girl? Yeah. And am I right? Is that song Super Champion? Was I right on the Van Morrison? I'm still eating those cookies and pounding down some brandy. And that was, how awful was my singing voice there? You can let me know. Let me know. Never sing again. Go ahead. You could give me an ABC, like don't ever sing again, or that's fine. It's kind of funny. Or yeah, you could probably sing if it was the right song. You know, you can motivate me. I don't do very well with compliments or insults. And meaning like I don't take either of them very well. Like because I don't have much of a reason to. I've been learning to take compliments. But see, I always had the feeling that if I were to take a compliment, I would have to take your insults. And certainly I'm not going to take any insults. I mean, I don't take it to like heart. I'm just like, oh, that's just you projecting because you're a piece of shit. And so if someone's complimenting me, I'm like, are they really complimenting me? Wait, Looking Glass? Who did Brandy? That's the song? Are you gonna? I wish I had a burner phone so I could look this up. That's Looking Glass, Brandy. I thought I thought Van Morrison did Brown Eyed Girl and Brandy. He did. Van Morrison did Brown Eyed Girl, which was Brown Skin Girl. And by them, I mean I guess it's a him, but nonetheless. Uh, yeah, so you're telling me Looking Glass did Brandy, 1972, not Van Morrison, maybe Van Halen. No, definitely more Van. Okay, okay, Junipers, tell me the song doesn't sound a little Van Morrison-esque. It's, I mean, 72, when's Van Morrison, 76? Same kind of vibe, right? Uh, it's too bad we can't play these fucking songs on here because they'll just shut my goddamn channel off. Grotesque. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'm gonna start my Rockfin account or some other account just so we can do this shit on there. I don't even know if we can do that shit on there. That's the Dalai Lama. Looking Glass the Man. Okay, well here's the Looking Glass and there's the Brandy. I'm gonna try to get shit. I'm trying to get shit faced by like 9 a.m. Saturday. It's cold. It's rainy. I'm borderline a fucking bum, homeless. Never thought my life would come to this. Oh, pretty gay. Pretty fucking gay, if you ask me, bro. Brown Eyed Girls from 67? Okay. All right, 67, 72. Same area. Okay. And you know, Brown Eyed Girl, the original song was Brown Skinned Girl because he liked it, a black girl. He did. And they said, well, we can't have that on the radio. But a white man that's having some jungle fever, loving a black woman, we cannot tell them this. We can't tell them folks that. You got to change the word to brown-eyed girl, brown-eyed girl, not brown skin. We all know what you mean. We get you. We understand it. And I think they understand when you see brown-eyed that you're really you could be talking about her pooper hole, her little brown-eyed girl. She could have like a little brown eye back there. It could be any girl you're talking about. You got to leave this open for interpretation. You sell more records. Can't just go out there saying this shit. uh, hmm. The black Irish. Never met myself a black Irish. A black Irish man I did not like. Then again, I never met a black Irishman. What about a black Scot? Did you come out with Tevin Campbell? What? Oh man, that's a wild. That's Tevin Campbell. What a name. Did you even? Is that even spelled? Is that how you spell the Campbell too? Not with a B. Isn't Tevin Campbell like an '80s R&B artist? Like late '80s R&B. Uno momento, yo. Brown Eyed Girl by Tevin Campbell. Well, maybe because you were allowed to make that song in that era, it was '90s, even maybe early '90s. But the original song, go look it up. The original song by Van Morrison, Brown Eyed Girl, was originally So he originally wrote it as Brown Skin Girl. Tevin Campbell did Brown Eyed Girl, but that's way later. That was Van Morrison's song. You know what I need? I need another fucking drink. That's what I need. How do you guys feel about that? Let me go grab another ice cube. I'll be back in 1 minute flat. All right. Waxahachie. There's a Texan singer from Waxahachie. Well, now Tevin Campbell. I mean, I know the name very well. I'm pretty sure it was an R&B singer from the late '80s, early '90s. Yeah, pretty popular too. I don't I don't think it'd have been a Texan singer. Although, I mean, Tevin, that ain't a white boy's name, is it? Can it be? I'm not sure. Tevin would Tevin. You got Tevin, you got Kevin, you got Seven. You got well, Seven is Erica Badu's kid's name. Erica, she's a different one, man. That is definitely one person uh I would be a little bit starstruck. It's not, and it's only because she's a fucking witch, and so I'd be less starstruck and more. Oh, it's Heaven Campbell. Okay, well then, yeah, it's the same dude then, I guess. I would be kind of starstruck meeting Erica Badu because not because she's a beautiful woman and not because she's a singer. I mean, that's great, but because she's actually is a witch and she's goofy as fuck. So I know I'd get along with her, but then there's also like I was like, if I come find Erica motherfucking Badu, what the fuck are you gonna do? Yeah, that'd be really that honestly, now I'm thinking about it, there's not too many people that I would really have much of a dilemma meeting. Like, I don't know, when I was a kid, I would have assumed I would have got starstruck. I got starstruck by meeting a couple professional soccer players, even when I was nice with it. Like I was still like, whoa, like this motherfucker plays on the national team. I was like, holy shit, I've seen you on TV playing. And then as I got older, I realized like, especially in acting and musicians are like, you know, like I see people as talented as you on a fucking daily basis. And actors, I don't know. Anybody here? Like, okay, obviously, if Prince was still around, I think anybody would be a little starstruck meeting Prince. I think also because he's such a tiny little thing, there would be this weird little kind of energy. Like I'm sure he's an energy vortex of some sorts. Anyways, what about you guys? What about everybody here? Who would you be starstruck meeting? Like if you got to meet anyone, you could just like you could choose to meet someone in person. and you'd be like, holy shit, to meet that person, to actually see them in person and interact with them, it'd be fucking crazy. And you can't say me. I mean, granted, obviously, I'm a whole lot of something. I'm a whole lot of energy. I get it, but like, I'm talking about like these fucking people. Tom Cruise, Parzival. You are so in love with Tom Cruise. Parzival loves Tom Cruise. Parzival, you got a crush on him? You want to kiss him and make small little Parzival Tom Cruise babies. You've seen that video of oh we were just talking about him. Uh, that uh he does Tom Cruise really well. Why am I tripping on his name again? Fucking Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller does a really good Tom Cruise impression. And he's sitting there doing Tom Cruise impression to him while dressed up like him. It's pretty fucking hilarious. Super champion. Are you saying meeting? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he'd be up there because of how he is. I would get along with him because he's a Gemini, right? So I'd get along with him on just on that account. But he's something. Remember his first big song, Through the Wire? That shit was hard, man. Um, yeah, he's up there. He's up there. I would be a little bit. I'd be a little bit like, whoa, holy shit. Definitely Erica. Um, hmm. I don't know if there'd be very many. Oh, you know who it'd be? It's funny. It'd be a soccer player too. Uh, uh, Zlatan, Ibram. Do you know Zlatan? Yes, Ibrahimovic. I would be a little starstruck meeting him because he's extremely himself, extremely talented, huge dude, very well put together. He trains. There's three people. I would agree with you on Kanye or Ye, whatever. Erica, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But Parsifal though, he just wants to cut up miniature Tom Cruise. Do you want to? Are you gonna sing him? Are you gonna sing him songs? Maybe serenade him. Parsifal's got a crush on Tom Cruise. That's too good. Oh, are you serious? Sandra Bullock? Are you serious? First of all, I don't know which order to do this in, but I'll just say A, whatever that thing is, not a good actor. B, that's definitely a dude. And C, she's not good looking. If she is a dude or a chick, not good looking, not talented, just absolutely not even, she doesn't even look like a transvestite that is a boy next door, girl next door, nothing. There's nothing. I never found that thing. It was the most weirdly, confusingly. She makes me feel asexual. She makes me feel like that couldn't exist. Yeah, it's awful. The funniest thing is she was in one of the first movies she was in. She was with your boy Keanu Reeves, which is Really strange dude because everybody loves Keanu, right? But have you ever seen his wife? That's a dude. It's an old woman that's a witch. It's an old witchy woman that looks really creepy and weird. That is Keanu ain't even a fucking human being, and Sandra Bullock ain't a fucking thing. There's something weird there. What's up, Danny Skylark? What are you talking about? So you might have a shot. What do you mean with Sandra? Yeah, I don't know. Sandra is a weird. That's a weird looking thing. What is 522? Super Chairman. She's a competent bus driver, though. That's proof that's not a woman. Woman can't drive a vehicle, a bus, let alone a bus. Yeah, Speed, 1994. The poster of her. Hey, Parzival, it's not a her. Stop misgendering her. That- It's not a. Stop misgendering that thing. Uh-uh. Well, your dad likes dudes. Hate to break it to you, Danny Skylark. Your dad and Parzival like dudes. It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind. I don't care. That's more women for me. But Sandra Bullock's a dude. And every shoulders and her face all sharp and dude-like and her she's like no hips, no childbearing hips, flat. I mean, I don't know. If you can't ugh. That's not a good-looking woman or a good-looking dude. Is Bella Thorne not I don't know who that is. Hey, Parsival. Hey, Parzival or base and base, you know how to do it. Just put the thing up. I want to see who this Bella Thorne is. The fact that they're calling it a Bella is like calling a pit bull Bella. I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess she's probably not. But Junipers, you said you'll drive a 5 ton through my apartment for what reason? What did I say? He thought of you? I guess, dude. I don't see anything connecting you and Sandra. You know, you're good looking. You're very good looking. You're very pretty. That thing is a dude and not. She doesn't have any of the features that you have. Like the only thing that you have is you have a little bit of a sharp jawline. But other than that, like that's not plenty of women have a distinguished jawline, but no, she is not. She's way taller than you. Her voice is not her voice is mad manly. Oh, oh, I'll drive a 5 ton. Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, you probably would because you wouldn't recognize that it's an apartment, not part of the street. I don't know you or your dad. No, I don't. I don't. I've seen a picture of you. I've seen your moving pictures. I know what you look like, and I know Sandra Bullock is not a woman. It's just a fact of the matter. There's no way you're gonna convince me otherwise. Like it's very apparent. It's okay. It's okay that she's a tranny. I don't mind. I have no judgment about it. It's just a fact of the matter. It's like if there's a pumpkin sitting there, it's a fucking pumpkin. We don't get to just call it a grapefruit. You know, it's a pumpkin. Damn, Parcel told you that you got George Clooney chin, dog. Oh, Oh, you don't mind that you have Clooney's chin. I don't know. I think she's too much of a midget. I think in person, I don't. Hey, Danny, in person, do you have a small head too? I mean, you're a midget. You're a tiny little person. I could cuddle you up and put you in a tiny little like small package. You're not a big-headed dope. Pretty trans. Do you mean pretty, like good-looking trans, or kind of like trans? Are you talking about Sandra? No, that's not a pretty trans at all. That's a very, very not attractive anything. It just is. Anyone that really thinks that's good looking, I do not hold your opinion of quality looks in high regard. If you think Sandra Bullock is sexy, you probably think a fucking toaster is sexy. You'd probably stick your dick in a toaster if you had a dick. Oh, Danny's a tranny? No, Danny had babies come out that cooch. No, Danny's not. You're not, right? I mean, are you the first? I mean, because if you are, they did a good job, a good surgery on your downstairs mix-up. Your boobs look about normal. The rest of you you have hips, you have the whole. I mean, as far as I know, I'm not saying I've ever. Danny, you don't have a dick to put in a toaster. Unless you cut off all your victims' cocks and then toast them and have them on a sandwich or something. Oh, and also also I need to know who this person is that Parzival thinks is sexy. Where is it? Who did you say, Parzival? And I must not think who is sexy. Hmm, Bella Thome? Thorm? Locked duffel bags are traumatizing. Yeah, I don't. The only reason I have a locked duffel bag is if you're going overseas on a trip. But even at that, I don't know why they would be. Why you think there's a dead hooker in there? You prefer to be extraterrestrial? Danny the tranny in a duffel bag, fucking a toaster. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting another snack. I'll be right back. Uh, Day three of leftovers. Oh, oh, shit. Oh no, Junie. No, I don't worry. I had cousins. I had cousins that fucked me up. I have You know what they did to me? This is the worst. You know those mattress toppers that look like egg cartons? They go on top of your bed and make it all comfy. But they're made of this material that when you roll it up, it kind of sticks to itself. They rolled me up in one of those. My arms and my legs in. Oh man. And then they tickle tortured me. To say to this day that I don't want to actually string them both up by their necks and cut them from their anus to their taint and let their entrails leak out, and then repeatedly shoot them with a BB gun and laugh at them, and then shit into their mouths and hope they vomit on it and die. To say that's not how I feel would be a lie. That was mad traumatizing. And do I hope that nothing good ever happens to them? Yes. And in fact, nothing good has happened to them. One married a crackhead, and the other is a crackhead. So fuck them, dumpster cunts. Mm-hmm. Oh. Curry pockets with leftovers. You know what's funny? I've never even thought about my cousins or my uncles, and I don't know how many years. Even around the holidays, I don't even think about it at all. It doesn't even cross my mind. Now I'm thinking about it. Like, man, what kind of pieces of shit are they now? I knew what kind of pieces of shit they were years ago. Figured they only could have got worse. Mm. People are weird, man. They were some fucking demons, yo. Looking back on it, like how white trash my family was, and how many demons like I was around, like literally, like someone's gonna be like, get to the end of your life and you get to meet God and everybody. They'd be like, oh yeah, there was 80% of your family were actually demons. My adopted family, they tell me like, yeah, you were stolen from a good family, and the demon stole you. I'm pretty sure they would tell me that. Yeah, no cause of that, right? That's the only way I can by saying there's no cause of anything and karma is bullshit. Okay, so like, yeah, you didn't deserve to get stole from your family and went into a trauma system with those cocksuckers. Hmm. Oh well. Hmm. The only thing there's only thing there's a cause of is good food. You know, when somebody's an alchemist, takes all these different ingredients, puts them together, and it tastes like fucking magic. Mm. Mediterranean salad is up there, man. It's fucking. That shit be hitting, dog. That shit be fucking. For real, for real. This shit goes hard, dog. What are kids saying these days? That shit is flame. Not just a flame. For real. Oh, God. Gang, gang. Ah. How come people only talk about karma if it's negative? Nobody's ever said good karma. Well, that's karma. They only say it when somebody does something stupid. What they mean is cause and effect is what they mean. But when somebody does something stupid and then something stupid happens right back to them, they go, that's karma. When somebody does something good, nobody says, oh, that's karma. They don't. It's pretty fucking stupid. There's no such thing as a good actor. There's no such thing as a good person. There's no such thing as a good person. There's no such thing as God. There's no such thing as devil. There's no such thing as God. There's no such thing as devil. There's no such thing as good person. And everything is bullshit. And thus, the original point of the story, there's no cause of anything. Because then you can't have a good thing to cause a good thing. You can't have a bad thing to cause a bad thing. So you don't know how shit works. So I say, fuck it all. Fucking take a shit on them. Take a shit in public. Fucking throw it at somebody. Go fucking throw a baby in a blender. Go kill a dog. No cause of shit, right? Nobody cares. What do you think about that, huh? Oh yeah. Okay. What we got going on here? Oh. Uh, well, I don't know. I don't know that that's Amar. I don't know that that's what karma means. Even its farthest, most degraded version of karma, because that would be even you implying that you know what death is, and that death is not the entryway to awe. But yeah, ethics and morals are fake. Yeah, ethics and morals are um, ethics and morals are very, 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 very much situational. 100% situational. There's no hard and fast ethics. And anybody that says so, I have very simple qualifiers. And actually, and they're not even that difficult to understand. They're actually real world situations that happen occasionally that you could be confronted with. The one is about kicking a puppy. You would never do that, except you would. If a tiny little piece of shit puppy came up to your child and was biting your child, you would 100% kick that puppy. So don't tell me you have ethics and morals that you don't hurt animals. And your animal hurting behavior only goes so far as to say that, what if you wanted to eat? Now all of a sudden your ethics and morals are thrown out the window because you're sitting there eating cow, but you're a speciesist. Yeah, it's just corny shit. People have different ethics and morals. Yes, yes, surely you should have something that you should have something that resembles some sort of ethical or moral code of conduct, which should pretty much get you through life for 98% of the situations. But that ethic and moral code is not going to work all of the time because it can't. You'll be often put into positions that you'll struggle with what you think is the ethically most sound thing. That's hilarious, Super Champ. Why did they think somehow Ernie was the bigger, gayer one? They think maybe Bert was the top and Ernie was the bottom. They both played in the tub together and jacked each other off, so it's kind of gay to begin with, huh? That's that's pretty crazy though. They don't even let you like the one that you liked. Hmm. Can't say I'm a big fan of the salad. The salad here, two thumbs down. Fuck the salad. It sucks. You ever eat something and the last bite you eat is the worst bite? You're like, ah. Well, yeah, I used to be a GI Joe kind of guy, and then my aunt and my guy uncle convinced me that I like Rainbow Bright. Try that one on for size, huh? In fact, I'm only partially kidding. I had some girly fucking toys, and I did have gay uncles who were creepy as fuck. Uh-huh. I did have some Rainbow Brights and shit. Like weird, like I'm like, why the fuck did I have that shit as a kid? Didn't have any brothers and sisters. Had had some fucking weird Pennsylvania Dutch on the mother side though. They're all creepy as fuck. Oh, you finally saw the Immortals? I've seen that. I've seen that years ago at the theater. That was fucking awesome. You're talking about the when it come out like well like 2008 maybe. Seen that in the, I'm pretty sure I've seen that in the Outer Banks. Got high as shit when seeing that. So, you don't even know why they did. They didn't get you at the time. Hmm, that's crazy. Maybe they just thought that you should you maybe you're going to be a tall guy and or maybe they wanted you to have some maybe there was some characteristic. I don't know. That's pretty fucking weird. You will not like you are not like that Muppet. You're like a different one. I will not have my son going around liking Ernie. He is a Burt man. Mm. So good. There's 9 billion living probiotics in this thing. Now this right here, between kombucha and coffee, you wanna have some explosive diarrhea. Well, all right, everybody. It's been 3 hours and 16 minutes. John 3:16. If you want to, remember this. You can always give me a like, thumbs up, add me, whatever the hell you do, subscribe. You guys already know. You can cash at me, PayPal, Venmo. I try to keep my ass off the streets because that's going to be no good if that happens. I got to go find myself a place to live this weekend. Let's see if I can accomplish that. Put out your whatever, your magic at me, for me, whatever. And we'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be back on here later today, I'm sure. I'm gonna clean up in here and take a dump, but it's been fun. Be yourself, be goofy, be silly. Enjoy your day. Help out when you can. If you can't help me, help somebody, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I'm outside here, guys. I'll try to chat with you a little later. Have a fun day. Peace, y'all. Bye, bitches.